From the flamboyant lives of celebrities to the glitz and glam that is often displayed during red carpet events, many people believe that being a part of Hollywood is a dream come true, and people are willing to do anything to experience this kind of life. However, not many people know that Hollywood is not what it appears to be. In fact, beyond the illusion of perfection, many dark secrets have been buried and swept under the rug for decades. In today's video, let's look at shocking backstage punishments in old Hollywood. Hollywood fixers. Have you come across those twisted and ruthless individuals that work with criminal bodies in action movies? You know the ones they call to make things disappear well. What if I told you that these people are not just fictional characters? What if I told you that Hollywood has real-life fixers, and they will stop at nothing to make scandals disappear? In November 2002, certain information came to light as it was revealed that an alleged Hollywood fixer, Anthony Pellicano, was caught and brought to justice. He was said to have been involved in the intimidation and threats that a certain journalist, Anita M. Bush, was facing. Apparently, she was one of the journalists who was bold enough to write investigative stories about the film industry and Hollywood super agent Michael Ovitz. At the time, she was also working on an alleged story about mob money being used to finance a film that Steven Seagal starred in. She must have been very close to uncovering a dark secret, because when she began to dig up information, she started receiving life threats and was warned to stop digging for information, and it was clear that whoever was sending these threats was trying to protect a powerful person or powerful people in the industry. After a series of investigations were carried out, it was revealed that Anthony Pellicano was allegedly behind the threats she was receiving. As shocking as this news was, this wasn't the first time that Hollywood was rumored to be operating with a set of individuals called fixers. During the silent era and golden age, it was rumored that the likes of Eddie Mannix and Howard Strickling were the fixers that were called whenever a star had a problem that needed to be fixed. When female stars like Lana Turner, Judy Garland, and other MGM stars got pregnant out of wedlock, a fixer was assigned to make the pregnancy go away in order to protect the image of the star. Some male stars who were attracted to men were forced by the fixers to marry women so that the public would be deceived. Any star who refused to comply with the fixers' methods faced consequences that they couldn't recover from. It's been decades since the likes of Strickling rendered their services in Hollywood, and one would think that fixers no longer exist. Let's just say they are more secretive. Pellicano, who landed behind bars for his work as a fixer, is said to have helped the likes John McTiernan, Chris Rock, and Courtney Love. A documentary titled Sin Eater: The Crimes of Anthony Pellicano has been released, and it's a complete exposé about this fixer clandestine activities, the dark underbelly of Hollywood, and the lengths powerful people go to protect their image. The curse of a child star. Over the years, Hollywood has managed to discover and groom some of the most talented child stars on the surface of the earth. Many of these child stars have graced screens over the years and proven to viewers that children are also capable of portraying characters excellently. But behind the smiles and starry eyes that these young stars bring to screens is a dark secret that has been kept buried for decades. From the days of Shirley Temple, there have been rumors about the dark things that child stars face behind the scenes. Although most of these allegations were swept under the rug, Shirley Temple's autobiography brought a lot of secrets out and confirmed what viewers were suspecting all along. Anyone who was a fan of Shirley Temple when she was a film star must have felt a strange feeling while watching her on screens. Although she was of preschool age, she was made to act weird roles with grown men, and some of the roles clearly sexualized her. However, the world was stuck with mere suspicions until she decided to unveil what happened in her autobiography. Temple didn't mince words as she made it clear that she and her fellow child stars were being treated badly. In her words, if any of the preschool-aged children misbehaved on set, they were locked in a windowless booth called the punishment box and be forced to sit on a solid block of ice for extended periods of time. She went on to reveal that she was often touched inappropriately and was terrorized by men behind the scenes. One can only imagine how terrified she must have felt as she was going through all these at such a young age. But through it all, she had to still show up on screens, sing, dance, and be the bright-eyed actress that everyone loved and adored. In more recent years, several celebrities have found the courage to expose this dark side of the industry, revealing that they too went through a similar experience. It will surprise you to know that the beloved Macaulay Culkin, who made us laugh, cry, and scream through his role in Home Alone, was also abused. He revealed that when he was younger and still finding his footing in Hollywood, he was touched inappropriately by several celebrities. Sadly, just like every young actor who has gone through a similar experience, he didn't know how to get out of the situation. And what made it even worse was the fact that his own father treated him badly all through his career. But Culkin and Temple stories are just a few out of the many stories that show this dark side of the industry. In 2014, a Nickelodeon production assistant, Jason Michael Handy, was arrested for child abuse. This is proof that this is yet another dark truth that Hollywood has decided to keep hidden. Age is not just a number. Ageism is alive and well. These words spoken by Jane Fonda have raised concerns about a practice that the industry is guilty of. It appears that in the entertainment industry, particularly in Hollywood, it remains a pervasive issue that affects both male and female actors, albeit in slightly different ways. However, the impact of ageism tends to be more pronounced for women, considering the fact that many female actresses start worrying as they approach 40 due to fears of dwindling opportunities for roles. This fear stems from the industry's obsession with youth and the notion that younger actors are more marketable and attractive to audiences. One significant aspect contributing to ageism in Hollywood is the industry's emphasis on physical appearance. Hollywood has long been criticized for its unrealistic beauty standards and its perpetuation of youth as the pinnacle of attractiveness. As a result, actresses in particular face immense pressure to maintain a youthful appearance as they age. This pressure often leads to actresses resorting to extreme measures, such as cosmetic surgery or rigorous diet, and exercise regimens to preserve their looks and remain competitive in the industry. But even with all these measures, age still creeps in. Jane Fonda, a veteran actress with decades of experience in Hollywood, has been outspoken about the prevalence of ageism in the industry. She has highlighted how actresses, even those with illustrious careers like herself, face discrimination and limited opportunities as they grow older. Fonda's own experiences are proof of the challenges older actresses encounter in Hollywood despite their talent and accomplishments. The issue of ageism is further compounded by instances where actresses feel compelled to conceal their true age to avoid being overlooked for roles. Margot Robbie's experience, where rumors about her age prompted backlash, underscores the pressures actresses face to adhere to Hollywood's youth-centric standards. Robbie's decision to potentially misrepresent her age reflects the harsh reality that ageism can detrimentally impact an actress's career prospects. While there are exceptions like Meryl Streep who continue to thrive in Hollywood despite aging, their success does not negate the systemic issue of ageism in the industry. Streep is because of her exceptional talent and versatility as an actress, rather than evidence that ageism is no longer prevalent. It's safe to say that the industry's fixation on youth and perfection perpetuates unrealistic standards and contributes to the marginalization of older actors. Animals are treated badly. In Hollywood, while many celebrities have championed animal rights causes, there have been disturbing reports suggesting that not everyone in the industry holds the same regard for animal welfare. Unfortunately, there have been instances of animals being mistreated on the sets of movies, raising serious concerns about animal welfare in the entertainment industry. One notable animal abuse controversy occurred in 2017 during the production of A Dog's Purpose. A video surfaced showing a dog appearing to be forced into turbulent water during filming, sparking widespread outrage. However, it was later reported that the video had been edited to misrepresent the situation. Despite this clarification, the incident raised questions about the treatment of animals on film sets. The mistreatment of animals in Hollywood is not a recent phenomenon. Throughout the history of cinema, there have been instances of animal abuse, sometimes in the pursuit of realistic effects. For example, in the 1925 film Ben-Hur and many old-school westerns, horrifying horse falls were staged, endangering the animals involved. These controversies shed light on a dark aspect of the entertainment industry where animals have sometimes been subjected to mistreatment for the sake of cinematic effects. While efforts have been made to improve animal welfare standards on film sets, these incidents prove that there is still work to be done when it comes to ensuring the safety and well-being of all animals involved in movie productions. Lack of diversity still prevalent? Recently, a video of the African-American actress, Taraji Henson, surfaced the internet. In the video, she was crying profusely and talking about the fact that people of color are treated unfairly in the industry. There is no denying that lack of diversity is still a major issue in Hollywood. People of color are usually stereotyped as gangsters, drivers, while other minority groups are chosen to portray maids. It is clear that there is still a lack of diversity in Hollywood. One prominent actor who has spoken out about the lack of diversity in Hollywood is Viola Davis. Davis, who is African American, has been vocal about the limited opportunities for people of color in the industry. In her 2015 Emmy acceptance speech, she famously stated that the only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity. You cannot win an Emmy for roles that are simply not there. Davis has highlighted the fact that roles for minorities often fall into stereotypical categories, limiting the range of characters they can portray and perpetuating harmful stereotypes. The lack of diversity in Hollywood not only limits the opportunities available to minority actors, but also perpetuates harmful stereotypes and reinforces systemic inequalities when minority groups are only offered roles that fit narrow stereotypes. It reinforces the idea that they are only capable of portraying certain types of characters. This not only limits their career prospects, but also perpetuates harmful stereotypes that can contribute to discrimination and prejudice in society. Furthermore, when white actors are cast in roles that should be played by people of color, it further marginalizes minority groups and denies them opportunities to tell their own stories. This practice, known as whitewashing, erases the experiences and perspectives of people of color and perpetuates a narrative in which white voices are prioritized over others. It is essential for the industry to continue making efforts to be more inclusive and to provide opportunities for actors from all backgrounds to tell their own stories and represent the diverse world in which we live. The wild and dark parties are real. The notion of dark and notorious parties within Hollywood has indeed been a subject of speculation and controversy for decades. While it's common for celebrities to come together for social events and blow off steam, there have been persistent rumors and occasional revelations about the darker aspects of some of these gatherings. Behind the scenes of happenings in Hollywood, Heidi Fleiss, known as the Hollywood Madam, became infamous in the 1990s for her involvement in running a high-end prostitution ring, catering to wealthy and influential clients, including many from the entertainment industry. Her arrest and subsequent revelations shed light on the underbelly of Hollywood's elite social scene, where substance abuse and exploitation were alleged to be prevalent. The notion of powerful figures exploiting their status and indulging in illicit activities is not confined to recent times. Throughout the history of Hollywood, there have been stories and scandals involving sex, drugs, and other forms of misconduct at parties attended by the rich and famous. From the golden age of Hollywood to the present day, tales of debauchery and excess have circulated, sometimes whispered and sometimes exposed in the media. Recent allegations surrounding figures like P. Diddy only add fuel to these long-standing rumors. While it's important to approach such allegations with a critical eye and recognize that not all social gatherings in Hollywood are characterized by misconduct, the persistence of these stories proves that there may indeed be a darker side to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Pep pills and substances on set. While some actors and actresses have proven to be talented and use their skills to bring some of the best Hollywood movies to life, it will amaze you to know that some of your favorite actors have been dependent on substances to be able to bring their roles to life. And what is even more shocking about this is the fact that these substances are made available on some movie sets. It has been rumored that some stars have been forced to take these substances against their will. Back in the day, Judy Garland was said to be one of the many stars who was constantly pumped with all kinds of drugs before her performances and even interviews. Sure, she was able to entertain her fans and make her studio a lot of money, but it came at a price: a lifelong addiction. The talented actor Dennis Quaid is one of the few actors who has opened up about this secret in Hollywood. According to him, cocaine was allegedly listed in the budget of some of the movies he appeared in. However, this purchase was disguised as petty cash so that no one would find out that actors were taking these substances on set. Andy Kaufman voted off the show. After polishing his skills in the comedy clubs of the early 1970s, Andy Kaufman's unique brand of anti-humor and oddball performances began to get attention from television bigwigs. By 1975, he found himself standing under the bright lights of Studio 8H in New York City, the iconic home of NBC's Saturday Night Live. It was a dream come true for Kaufman, whose childhood fantasies revolved around entertaining imaginary audiences with his own television show. Stepping onto the SNL stage on October 11, 1975, marked the beginning of an 8-year collaboration between Kaufman and the sketch comedy show. Over the years, he made a total of 16 appearances, creating some of the most memorable comedic moments in SNL history. From his Mighty Mouse sing-along to his portrayal of the endearing foreign man, Kaufman feverishly pushed the boundaries of comedic expression, leaving an indelible mark on the show's legacy. However, it was in 1983 that Kaufman would record controversy with his most infamous SNL performance, the women's wrestling champion bit. In this daring stunt, Kaufman invited female volunteers from the audience to wrestle him, proclaiming himself the intergender wrestling champion of the world. The act sparked outrage and debate, with many criticizing its portrayal of gender dynamics. Amidst the backlash, SNL's executive producer at the time, Dick Ebersol, made a bold decision to address the controversy head-on. In a daring move, he put Kaufman's fate in the hands of the show's audience, asking them to vote on whether Kaufman should be allowed to return or be banned forever. The response was a stark realization of Kaufman's polarizing impact, with 195,544 votes to dump Kaufman and 169,186 votes to keep Kaufman. The verdict was clear: Kaufman was ousted from SNL. The decision left a wave of disappointment and frustration among cast members and fellow comedians, questioning the wisdom of Ebersol's gamble. For Kaufman, the rejection was a devastating blow. Despite his efforts to appeal directly to the audience through purchased airtime on local networks, he would never return to SNL. Tragically, just a year later, Kaufman passed away, leaving behind a legacy of creativity and controversy that continues to fascinate and inspire. Judi Dench was discriminated. We have seen Judi in blockbuster hits that would probably become some of the best classics of the next generation, and that includes the James Bond franchise, Mrs. Brown, Mrs. Henderson, and several others. But did you know that before she became a Dame actress, Judi Dench encountered great discrimination? The unnamed director bawled at the young dreamer that every single thing was wrong with her face. What's worse was saying the actress was not meant for that film, nor in any other film. After many years, Judi Dench shrugged off her shoulder and proudly said, "I got to do a few films and I'm pleased he was wrong." Well, not just a few films, and today, this humble actress is an award-winning trailblazer in her field. So much for that director and his film. Also recently, Judi gave her opinion when several eminent personalities from the film industry got involved in sex scandals, including people like Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, and others. Dame Judi Dench said, "I feel loyal to them. And at the same time, I feel appalled by what has happened to a lot of young actresses who had no way of getting out." The Academy Award-winning actress further mentioned that there was no easy or quick remedy to the sexual harassment by eminent personalities. The people needed to behave better. Kevin Spacey, who was also charged with sexual misconduct, found support in Dame Judi Dench when he was replaced for a Ridley Scott film owing to the allegations. The Bond movie star spoke against the stereotype that happens in Hollywood and how the industry needed to do better from the past. She mentioned Spacey as a good friend, and she said, "I can't approve in any way of the fact that, whatever he has done, that you then start to cut him out of the films. Are we to do that throughout history? Are we to go back throughout history, and anyone who has misbehaved in any way, or who has broken the law, or who has committed some kind of offense, are they always going to be cut out? Are we going to extrude them from our history?" She added, "I don't know about the conditions of it, but nevertheless, he is, and was, a most wonderful actor. I can't imagine what he is doing now." If you like this video, do not forget to share and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments what gets your votes as the most shocking backstage punishment in Hollywood.